Hi everyone. Sorry in advance if you hear background noise. My cat is making a lot of noise, so yes. I just wanted to make a video because I wanted to explain our new rotations. I didn't think it was fair to just show up an hour before our game and then try to figure everything out. So we're going to walk through our new rotations and everything like that. If you have any questions at all, feel free to reach out as soon as possible. And we'll get that figured out. All right, so here we have our rotations. All right, so let's just do a quick review. Everyone already knows this, but we've got our base, and we're gonna have our special base. That's the one we're gonna focus on because we do have a libero. So we've got our right side, we've got our middle hitter, we have our outside. Our libero is going to play left back. Our DS is going to play middle back, and then our setter is going to play right back. One of the things you need to know about this is that we're about to make it a 5-1. So what we're going to do is a 5-1 because we lost one of our setters, unfortunately. So that means that we only have one setter left, 5 hitters on the court and 1 setter. That's a 5-1. Our setter is going to play all the way around. So when my setter gets to the front row, rotates all the way around, her new base is going to be the right side. So then the person in the back row who subs for the right side is going to play right back. All right. We're going to make a slight adjustment to our list of positions right here. If you'll see, I've added, or I have Sky as a right side because that's what she is. Sky, you're going to become a middle again. Mackenzie is not going to be with us this tournament. And then Sienna, we're going to get you to play right back. So your base is going to be setter's old base. So you'll play in the back row when setter is not in the back row. Right side, so Kiara, you'll play in the front row when the setter is in the back row. All right, so this is what it's going to look like. Here we've got rotation. Whoa. Rotation 1 is, let's just focus on rotation 1. All right, so we've got Amber starting in 1, then Gracie in 2, Sky in 3, Kiara in 4, Sarah in 5, and then Christine, you're going to be switching with Madison. Which I'm just going to make Maddie. I know I probably spelled that wrong, but that's what I'm going to make it right now. So Madison, you'll start on the court. Remember, libero comes in after you get waved in and everything gets checked. When we get started and do serve receive, because I know that's probably what's going to confuse us the most is the serve receive. In this rotation, all we're going to do is we're going to pull Gracie back. Remember, Amber, you've got to stay below Gracie. And you've got to stay on this side over here of Christine. So just make sure you'll probably pull over right here and Gracie will pull down. That's just our normal rotation. I know sometimes we push you up, but in this case, we are going to pull Gracie down. And that's it for serve receive. Remember, after the ball goes back over, Kiara, you'll be our right side. Gracie, you'll move all the way across the court to be our outside. And then Sky, you're going to hang out in our middle. And then don't forget libero, your base is left back, middle, DS, your base is middle back. And then Amber, your base is right back. All right. We'll get here to rotation 2. The adjustment that we make for serve receive here is Amber, you're going to be pulling up. Right behind Kiera, Christine is going to be shifting over. Whoa, that was a terrible arrow. So sorry. Christine is going to be shifting over, and then Victoria is going to pull back. Remember, Victoria, because you're front row, you have to stay one step in front of Christine, and you always have to stay to the left of her. All right, and then we're going to do our normal triangle little switch here. So Amber, as soon as the ball goes over and gets served to our side, Amber's going to run up and set. And then right side's going to switch and middle's going to switch. So Sky and Kiera, you guys are going to switch right away and go straight to your base. Right. We'll get to rotation 3. All right. In rotation 3, we're going to pull Amber up just a little bit. Remember, you, our setter and our middle are going to be all the way on this side of the court, right on this end line. That's where you guys are standing. Victoria is going to pull back diagonally. So you'll be one step in front of Grace, and then make sure to always stay on the right side of Madison and Amber. Everyone else is going to remain the same. And now here's where we actually change things. So those are all the rotations that we've practiced so far. I'm just changing up the people a little bit, but we'll get down to rotation 4, and now our setter is in the front row. So how do we work with a setter who's in the front row? It's actually easier than what we've been doing the entire season. So when our setter's in the front row, we're going to do this thing called stacking. Let's say this is our server on the other side of the net. So this is the net, right? All right. So what's going to happen is Amber's going to pull all the way over as far as she can because she wants to get to her base as soon as possible. There are 2 options. The one that we're going to do is we're just going to stay where we are. The only person moving is going to be Amber. So Amber's going to cheat over and stand right here next to the net. Remember, she cannot cross Madison. She has to stay on the left of Madison. Madison, you're going to pull back just a little bit to that 10-foot line and help pass. Victoria, you're going to do the same. Pull back just a little bit to help pass. So we'll have 5 people passing. Essentially, 2 people in the front row, 3 people in the back row. Sienna, you're already in your base. So as soon as you help a serve receive, remember serve receive, we're standing on that 20-foot line. As soon as you finish with serve receive, you'll go back up to the 10-foot line where your base is on the right back. All right. So the ball gets served at us. We're receiving, right? Ball gets served. Amber is going to sprint from her little spot right here all the way to set. So that S is going to be setter's base. So she's going to set. Amber, your only 2 options are going to be Madison and Victoria, which is going to be on your middle and your right side in that rotation. You will not have an outside. What you can do is also set the back row. All right. So just to reiterate and help make sure there's no confusion. When we are in serve receive, Amber's going to pull all the way over as close as she can get to her setting base. As soon as that ball is served, you sprint to your setting base. We'll pass set hit, send the ball back over, and then Amber, your new base is the right side. So don't forget, you are also responsible for playing defense first. Defense first means you're blocking. So you'll be blocking the outside on the other side. Right. We'll go to rotation 5. You're a lot closer to your setting base now. So what we're going to do is actually pull Madison over to her base. So Madison, you'll be in your base right there. Amber, you'll stay where you are in that middle. As soon as the ball is served, you'll run over to your setting base, pass set hit. Your options are going to be middle and outside. You won't have a right side, which is going to be pretty normal when you're playing in the front row because that's your position. All right. And then rotation 6 is probably the easiest. All you have to do is make sure that you stay towards the net. You have 5 passers to make sure that that ball does not get to you. And I just realized there's a typo here. This should be sky. So in your front row in this rotation, you have Sky as your middle, Gracie as your outside. So what you'll do is both of them will stay until the ball goes back over, and then we'll all switch to base. All right. For rotations 4, 5, and 6, what we are going to do is I want to cover what it looks like on serve as well. It's really just the same as serve receive, except this time everyone is switching instead of staying where you're supposed to be. So Amber, you're going to get really close to Madison to switch in rotation 4. Victoria, you are going to do the same. When we stack in the middle, just make sure that you're not crossing each other completely, as long as you have at least a little part of your foot to the side that you're actually supposed to be on, then you'll be fine. So as soon as we serve the ball, which would be Sienna serving, as soon as we serve the ball, Amber and Victoria are going to switch, and then everyone's in base. We get to rotation 5. We're doing the same thing that we did in serve. Madison's going to pull over right next to Amber right here. As soon as the ball is served, Amber's going to switch to her base. And then we get to rotation 6. The only people that need to change are actually our middle and our outside. So our middle is going to get all the way into her base, and then as soon as the ball is served, our outside will go all the way. So in that case, we don't need to worry about our setter. All right, so just a quick recap. Amber is playing all the way around as our setter. So Amber, you'll be serving. Gracie, you'll be serving. Hannah, you're serving for Sky. Sienna, you're serving for Kiara. Victoria, you're serving for Sarah. And then Madison, you're going to be serving for Christine, because I can only have one of my liberos serving. So my serving libero is Hannah, which means Madison, I'm going to need you to serve. All right. Quick recap, serve, receive, in all of these positions. Rotation 1, we're pulling Gracie back just to cover Amber. Everyone else stays until the ball goes back over. Rotation 2, Amber pushes up right behind Kiara here in the middle. Christine's going to scoot over to her right, and Victoria's going to pull back. Just make sure that we really focus on who can you not cross when you're in rotation. Rotation 3, we're doing our diagonal pullback. So Amber's going to pull up next to Madison. Make sure you guys are all the way on that sideline. Otherwise, we could get called out of rotation. And then Victoria, you're going to pull back and fill that gap to your left. So you'll be playing left back. Remember, stay until the ball goes back over. So Amber, your only choices of setting in that case are going to be Madison on your outside and Kiara on your right side in the front row. Then you can set anyone in the back row. And if you do set Victoria in the back row, she does have the ability to jump in front of that line because she's a front row player, not a back row player. Rotation 4, serve, receive. Amber's going to pull all the way over next to Madison. Victoria's going to stay and play right side for 1. Madison's going to stay, obviously, because that's her base. Amber is going to switch as soon as the ball is served and then come to her setting base. Rotation 5, Amber is going to, Madison's going to pull over to the middle. Amber's standing on the other side of her because that's rotation. As soon as the ball's served, you guys switch. And then rotation 6, nothing has to happen for serve receive. Again, if you guys have any questions at all, please let me know. I will post this as well, and I'll post a copy that's annotated just so you can follow along while you're watching the video. All right. I will see you all tomorrow morning, bright and early, 7 o'clock.